All right, how do I even start this episode? Hey,
Hey,
what I feared has come
God.
to pass. Hello, everybody.
Hi guys.
Welcome to another episode of Not So Random Emo Pod. And we have Toyosi on the show.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Mom.
How are you doing?
Doing well. How are you too?
I'm fine. I'm good. I'm all right. Okay. So today's conversation, we're going to be talking about mentorship, right? Because I think it's a very important topic for young people because we need mentorship in our lives.
True.
So let's just get into it. So there is in my head, right? I feel like there's a difference between a lot of things. So mentorship, people will say counselors, and all of these different things. So what would you describe mentorship to be?
Okay. Well, for me, I'd say that mentorship is you leaning into the experience of someone who has gone ahead of you
Mm-hmm.
to, gain wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
gain understanding, and become better. But if we want to narrow it down to like Christendom, basically, it's for me, there's something I heard a pastor say. He said it's life on life. The same way that we all look up to Jesus and follow Jesus, you are following Jesus, but also leaning into somebody who follows Jesus as well. So, yeah, I think
Okay.
that's what I'll say mentorship is.
Mentorship. So following another person who has
Yes.
gone ahead of you, someone who has experience,
Yeah.
someone who has seen life in a broader perspective
Yeah.
than you have, right? And yeah, okay, I agree, right? I also think that mentorship is it's a it's a system of learning. It's a
Yeah.
system of training, right? Where we see that okay, I need training in this aspect, I need
Yeah.
guidance in this aspect. Okay, so who can handle me, who can teach me?
Yeah.
I don't want to use groom me, but yeah, who can teach me, right? Okay, so it's about learning.
Yeah.
Right. And so I like that you talked about Christendom. So the Bible says that in the multitude of counselors, right, there's safety. And in the Bible we have examples of mentors and their mentees. We have Paul, Timothy, we have Elijah, Elisha, we have Moses, Joshua, like leader and follower doing the things the way your mentor is teaching and everything. But what's the difference between that authority of a mentor versus advice givers, people who give advice? Because I think it's easy to sort of mix things up and start reading people who give you advice as mentors, right? So how do people know the difference? Draw the line.
Well, for me, I would say that mentorship is more intentional than having to just seek counsel. As my friend, I could come to you and say, "Oh, Moyo, there's something on my mind," and I think for me, mentorship is more one-on-one. It's more intentional in the sense that this person is somebody that you are accountable to, and you don't just go to them when you need counsel. So it's somebody that regardless of what's happening in your life, you are accountable to them. It's more different from someone who, when you have issues, you just go to them, they counsel you, and that's it.
Go again.
Your mentor holds your hand through that entire journey, ensuring that you make the right decision, you do everything right. So I'd say mentorship is more intentional and requires more effort.
More effort. And the another keyword is accountability.
Yes, accountability.
Because in this social media age, we have a lot of mentors that don't know us, right? Mentors that don't know us, and I think it's so people have a lot of people that are listening to, they are following, but these people cannot, they don't know anything about you. They can't hold you accountable. You cannot, this is how I see it. If you cannot pick up your phone and call the person, or the person sees something and calls you and says, Moyo, what's going on?
Yeah.
Can we say that person is a
Nah,
mentor?
that's not your mentor.
That's not a mentor.
You can have role models. You can have people that you see and you admire. But the place of mentorship is your mentor has to know your journey. They have to know where you're coming from, where you are, and where you're going to. So you can't call someone who is just on Instagram. Like if they see you, they don't know you. Like they're not your mentors. They can be role models.
Yeah.
But mentorship is more personal.
Yes, and I think there's a, particularly for Christians, right? There is a grace that comes on your mentor that is for you,
exactly.
Right? So it also gives them the authority to speak into your life.
Yes.
To even have access to, like, God can specially tell them things about you because they have that authority, they have that position in your life. So if it's just any random person, it removes the sacredness of that office, right? Okay, so now there's also, we are young people, right? And there's also the thing of having people of your age brackets being your mentor, right? So there's peer mentorship, which I don't think it's bad, right? I think it's possible, and I mean, but I also think there is a very dicey, very dicey dynamic, right? So how can you be mentored by someone who is in your age bracket, seeing that we are walking through life journey together, we're probably classmates or something? So how can somebody navigate that dynamic and handle it?
Okay, so for me, I've been mentored by someone in the same age bracket actually, and one of the first things I'll say is it first starts from you recognizing that there is something in this person that I can lean into. There's something in this person that, although that we're within the same age bracket, maybe we're even classmates, maybe we're even friends, we're peers and all of that, but there's something about this person that speaks into, even if we're like on the same level, we're still not on the same level. So number one is, I feel like you have to first convince yourself and let it settle in your mind that I can see this person in class, I can come to church, and then this person can be joking with me, however there's something more to you. So it first comes from first adjusting your lens to see that there's something more about this person. That's one. Number two is, if you are going to choose such a person as a mentor, it has to do with you, it would require you to consistently adjust your mind,
so you know when is
so
your
you
mentor
know
you're
when
talking
this
to,
is
when
my
is your
mentor
friend.
and this is my friend.
It's dicey.
It's very dicey actually, and there's also work to be done on the other person's part as well, but it's more on the mentee's part if you look at it, because if you allow familiarity rob you off, you might not get the best out of that person, because you can only tap and receive effectively from a grace that you honor. So it would have you adjust yourself every time and remind yourself, this person is my mentor, this person is my mentor. So yeah.
Do you have an experience of where the lines were blurred between, like,
myself and my, well, for me, I wouldn't say, it's just that I had to switch a lot, like switch a lot, because there are times where, like, this person is my friend and I have to, have conversations with him on a normal, say, oh, like, okay, this is what's going on, and then he's talking to me and I'm like, oh yeah, guy, you're so funny. And other times I have to know, so it requires me to be consistently sensitive, and that kind of person, the truth is, in different seasons, it's like a scale. In different seasons, what's more amplified, depending on the situation, is the friendship. What's more amplified is the mentorship. So you must know how to balance it as, okay, at this moment. But the truth is, even when that person is in the shoe of being my friend, I still have to maintain that place of honor. Do you understand? Because some people will say, okay, when this person is my friend, I can tap their head and all of that. But no, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So
that's why I say it's a dicey.
Very dicey.
With this peer mentorship thing, the way I can see it is iron sharpening iron. Right. And it's, I mean, when it comes to peer mentorship, I would lean more into friendship that is more intentional and more about accountability. Right. So when you know that, okay, I'm really friends with this person for the sake of accountability, because honestly, it is very easy to
and
I mean, for me, when it comes to mentorship, there's still that place of honor and like, this is
See
this,
you like, yeah,
yeah,
you're my
yeah. But
mentor.
when I'm seeing you in class, imagine if we're in the same, like we're classmates.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm even doing better than you in academics.
yeah.
It's going to be very hard,
Had to that's
right?
me. Oh
So
my
me,
god, I think
yeah, and
I get
I think
you.
for me,
Yeah.
me, self-awareness is very key.
Mm,
If you know that you cannot manage that dynamic,
yeah. Yeah.
right, it might be better to
It's
just,
not easy, guys. It
ah
wasn't easy
it's
for
not
me,
easy.
honestly.
It
For
might be
that
better to
period,
just be
yeah.
mentored by somebody that you know that the age
The
gap
age gap
is
self.
there.
If you want to
By
misbehave, you have
age,
to
do
you
you
cooperate.
understand?
Yeah.
Right, and with this mentorship thing of peer mentorship is also that you see that, oh, we are I'm growing with this person on the journey. This
Yeah.
person is also growing. This person is also experiencing life the way I'm experiencing it.
Yeah.
They may just have more understanding
Understanding
on certain things. So it's also even understanding that will help you extend grace to the
to the
person,
person, true.
because while the person has the help of God and everything, the person is still limited in their experience and age.
Age.
So there may be times that you may bring an issue that they've
They
not
can relate,
experienced it,
or
right?
they've not even experienced
Yeah,
it.
so
Yeah.
it's that place of also grace, understanding,
Yeah.
wisdom,
A lot of
discernment.
wisdom, my friend. A lot of wisdom.
Is real work. Oh,
Yeah.
is real work. I salute people that, and that's this thing. Me, I cannot do this. Okay. So, and then another thing I've noticed about mentorship is
Mm.
it's very easy to become a clone, right, for your
Mm.
mentor. I remember there was a time where I have a friend where she was being mentored by somebody, and you could see and you could tell that she was becoming this person. Her
Mm.
manner of speaking, even the pronunciation of certain words,
Words.
right? This her mentor has a way she pronounces certain words, but it's like she has an R factor or something. So like you could hear it in the way my friend speaks, in
Yeah.
her dressing, in her singing, and it wasn't a thing of, oh, your mentor is rubbing off on you. It was like her wanting
Copying.
to,
Be the
yes, to
exact
be the
person.
exact person, right?
Mm.
So
Mm.
what is that? What is that thing with mentorship and your individual identity,
Okay.
right? Because I understand that if you are being mentored by somebody, especially if it is somebody that God has said, oh, this person is going to mentor you, there will
Yeah.
be similarities, um there will
Yeah.
just be a way that you guys are similar, maybe even
Yeah.
in terms of purpose and everything, but you are still you and they're still them.
Yeah.
So how can we do
Mm.
that?
Nah, Holy Spirit help us. Well, I think that it's very easy for you to actually, if you're not careful,
Mm.
especially when you have such a solid relationship with your mentor,
Mm-hmm.
there's every tendency that you begin to, because remember I said something at the beginning that mentorship is life on life.
Yeah.
So it's like that person is your, I mean, we're all looking at Jesus,
But
but
there's
that's
a,
your forerunner.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
literally like your template aside Christ, or your template in Christ. So you have to consistently, number one is understand that although we are similar, although there are so many things to unpack from this person, I am not this person. Because when you have a mentor, I'll use myself as an example. So I have a mentor, shout out to Pastor S7.E4 money, by the way. And my mentor is, I've been with my mentor since I was 14. Actually, I think I was 13 actually, almost 14 when I met my mentors. And growing up, I remember one time mommy told me that you started to sing like your mentor. It was not conscious, like I wasn't doing it conscious, like intentionally. It's okay, I
But
wanted to sing because
you have
I
looked
was
at her so
spending
much,
time,
yeah.
exactly the same way that we know that as we build Christ we
Build,
become
yeah,
like him.
yeah.
In that same vein, I was spending so much time with my mentor that I started to sing like her, wanting to dress like her, the way she would lay her Bible on the table, she would first worship God with her sonorous voice. I started to do all of those things. But then a season came where she had to be the one to now say, as much as you know you want to, it's a good template, you have a
Yeah.
good template, however you need to find you.
Yeah.
You need to find you. And honestly, I think it's something that comes with growth. At the beginning of your journey, especially when you are just finding yourself, you are likely to be like your template. That's why
Yeah.
who mentors you is
Very
very, very
important.
important.
Yeah.
Because as I said, it's a life on life. So you now have to know that as you grow, you must find who you are. You must find that although we have so many similarities, maybe your mentor has the same experience, or when you were young this happened to you,
Yeah, and
it
it also
happened to
happened
your
to them.
mentor, or they
Yeah.
had certain difficulties and they walked you through the difficulties. But you have to understand that this is your own life. And when you're approaching the Lord, or when you're coming before the Lord, you're coming in the volume of the books as it is written of you, not of your mentor. So I'd say that it's still, it will come from, you can avoid being a clone or being fake, let me use that word, when you are able to consistently tilt your attention to be you. You understand? Be
Yeah.
you, like consistently tilt your attention to you and actually invest in the journey of self-discovery.
Yeah.
The journey
Yeah.
of self-discovery. So yeah.
Yeah. So while we are, I mean, being guided by this
Yeah.
person, while we are being taught by this person, I mean, the person is rubbing off
Yeah.
values and belief systems on you and everything. It's still very important to anchor yourself on your authenticity as God
Exactly.
has given you, because your voice and your identity is unlike any other person.
Sure.
And there's a reason why God has given everybody a unique identity.
Sure.
If we reduce and drown out and cover our own to take on another person's own, number
Person's
one, you will not even be a complete replica of that person,
Yeah.
because it's
The
not
journey
you,
is for
right?
them.
Yes, it's not you,
about
so you
them.
will not even do it very well.
Yeah.
You will not be them very well the way they will be themselves, and then you'll be robbing yourself and even every other person.
And there will be that consistent lack of fulfillment.
Yes, because you're
Yeah,
not
that's
you're not
not you.
what God wants
Yeah.
you to be, right? Okay, so yes, the discover yourself as God has already made you to be. Okay, next up, how to approach a mentor. I've heard a lot of people talk about this thing. I've heard so many people talk about how some of you just enter our DM. Good afternoon, ma. I've been following you for a while. Please, can you mentor me? And everything. So what's the right approach? So you see somebody, right? Or maybe we should even start this way. How do you identify
A mentor.
a mentor? Right? How do you identify somebody who is worthy of mentoring you before we now go to approaching them?
Okay, so for me, Holy Spirit help us. Help us. So for me, I would say that number one is you have to understand that, I keep saying this thing, it's life on life. Before you approach anyone, one of the first things to look at is their values. And when I mean their values, you have to know them and see them beyond the glitz and the glamour.
Yeah.
You have to know them and be able to an extent, testify about their character online and offline. Because most of us would approach people based on, oh my god, she has this
Social media,
following, this is the thing, when she speaks and everything. But see, you have to understand that if there is a character flaw in that person, there is every tendency that she will pick it up, because that's the person that you are following now. Christ is our perfect example. However, this person is going to be an extension of Christ to you. So number one is, I'll say that you have to first look out for their values. What do they believe? What do they believe? And that's why I believe that the matter of allowing somebody or reaching out to somebody to mentor you does not, you shouldn't do it with so much haste. Because you know that moment, maybe you attend the program, you see somebody, I'm like, oh my god, ma, you should first calm down and actually check. And somebody is like, I'm sure you're asking that, how do I know? I only know them on Instagram. I don't know them. I personally believe that there's something about God. I'm not trying to sound very spooky, but I know that God is so much of a good father that he will not see a trap and allow you fall into it. It will not see a trap and allow you fall into it. So if you pray to God and actually look very well, I'm not saying stalk them, but actually when you pray, you do it prayerfully, because this is somebody that is literally holding your hands through life's journey. You would be able to find things that say, okay, I mean, am I saying that you're looking for someone who is perfect? Definitely not.
There's no perfect person.
However, you are looking out for the core things. What's their belief? Do they actually believe in Jesus? Like, in terms of like their character, what kind of person is this person? So I haven't done that. When you see that their testimony, because even in the Bible, you'd find out that at different points, when there was a recommendation, the Bible would say, look for men of good reports.
Yeah.
It will tell you something like someone like a bishop, the person has to be a man of one wife, has to be blameless.
Yes.
So if the Bible already has that track record in times like that, how much more now? Do we understand? So I feel like when you've looked out for that, another thing again is now look out for what in this person speaks to my journey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's very, in whoever will mentor you, there has to be something about them that speaks to your journey. So it's either that they are they exemplify where you are going
to. Yeah.
I can see a woman of God now, and I'm like, the way this woman teaches, it looks like what I've seen in myself. It looks like the raw things in me, the potentials and everything, if properly managed, it looks like I can become this person, or I can become like this person. So you want to look into yourself and look into that person and say, what speaks to me about them? Then if you've done that and you check and say, okay, there are things in this person. Number 3 thing that I would say that you should now look at is, how do I reach out to them?
Yeah.
Then we now move into, how do I reach out to them? Another thing again is, okay, I think I would say that before we go to how do I reach out to them. You must first know if it's a part of your life mentorship.
Yeah.
And not
the totality of
I like
yourself.
to use, for the totality of yourself, I like to use the word discipleship. Because you can have somebody who would just mentor you in
career,
business, or in career, or okay, it just has to do with something about your faith walk. So the person might not have a great understanding of what maybe the person is not even a business person. The person doesn't know anything about business and all of that. The person can still give you counsel. However, that's not their field. So what exactly are you looking for? So when you find out that, okay, I think I just like the way, the funny thing is, you can have somebody who is mentoring you as a believer that doesn't have a good marriage, depending on what you're looking at. So if I'm looking for somebody who would mentor me in matters that has to do with relationship and marriage, it would be better for me to go to someone who has, a good marriage.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
But if I'm looking for somebody that's, okay, my only concern is business.
Yes.
However, you have to be very careful. Again, it is life on life. And if somebody is mentoring you in business, there are other times where certain things will creep in. The way the person thinks.
Yes, values must still align.
Values must still align.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll say that the third thing you should look at is it a particular part of my life that this person is going to be mentoring?
Yeah.
So that when you are reaching out to them, you know what you're looking out for. Anybody who would pick anybody to mentor anybody who would pick a mentee would definitely want to be sure that it's something that they are sure about where they are going to. And having checked that, where you now do that is now how you reach out to them.
Yeah.
So some people would say, oh, I can just enter their DM. It has worked for some people, but the very first thing I would say is serve. Serve. I can't remember word for word what Trisha B said, but I remember Trisha B's sharing a story one time when I went for Audacity conference, and she was saying something in the line of, there was somebody that she was looking to mentor her. So yeah, I think it was Trisha B that said it, and said that what she did is she started to buy courses from that person. So she would buy their courses. Some of us are not willing to submit to
we actually
demand.
Don't want to learn.
We just
yet.
want something that is free, something that, okay, somebody just sits you
Some
down.
of us just want
that
the kidney of being
a
relationship with this person.
You are just seeking access to this person because this person is popular, and some of us want to actually use them as ladders. But we'll come back to that. So I believe that you have to serve.
Yeah.
I think that in the place of service, just the same way that you find yourself in the place of service, is the same way that you can find who would walk you through life's journey in the place of service.
Sure.
So when you see somebody who is, exemplifies where you're going to and you want to, I'll say number 1 is truly serve them. And don't serve them with the first, will I use the word notion that you want to be noticed.
Eye service.
So you are doing, when you see them coming, that's when you're just, oh my God, you are just packing. Maybe, let's say for example, the person is in hospitality, and then when you see them, you're carrying pots. Oh, so she will notice you when she's coming. You intentionally pass aside. Mommy.
Things that in those moments, God is there, David, you don't even see.
Like, when they wanted to anoint David, he was somewhere. and God still found him.
Yeah.
In that same way, I personally believe that just serve from your heart. The truth is, certain things will drop on you from service other than somebody sitting down with you. For example, Moyo is my friend. If I were to teach Moyo my business, bridal styling, Moyo would better learn when she follows me, and on site she's able to see, oh, this is how you create, this is how you style, this is how you design. Other than me sitting down just saying, okay, so
10 steps to being a bridal stylist.
Just carry no designs, no silhouettes, no this. So you will learn so much more from service than, and also understanding that when you are serving or when you serve them, you have a first person, second person, third person, fourth person view to the kind of person that they are. Sometimes if you spend time serving that person that you want to mentor, you will know if you still want them as a mentor.
True. Yeah.
Especially if it's somebody that, allow me to use the word, out of your reach. Maybe somebody that is very popular, maybe doesn't even live in Nigeria. When you are able to serve, you can tell that this is how, this person, I saw her slap somebody, I saw her speak to somebody in that way. Then you can now tell whether or not you want to serve that person or you want that person to mentor you. So I'll say that serve them, actually, sincerely from the depth of your heart. Serve them, because this is somebody that at the end of the day is going to be pouring out themselves to you. So you have to be sure that, your mind, your spirit, your soul, your body is invested. So I'll say that serve. And then when you have now served intentionally, now I would say, now everything I'm saying is within the confinement of we are Christians. So when you have now served, I'll now say that intentionally and prayerfully know the season to reach out to them. I'll give a perfect example. There was somebody that I wanted to mentor me at a certain time in business, and I'm like, oh, this person has gone ahead in this particular field and all of that, and I sent them a DM at the beginning of my business career, like my business journey rather. And when I had not even fully started, I just sent them a message, and I never got a response from them. But then a time now came where the things that I was learning from them afar off, I had implemented it and had, let me use the word, sprinkles of results. And then and I reached out to the person again. Remember, because what some of us do is, okay, I wait for this person to mentor me, so you're just folding your arms.
Meanwhile, they have resources out there and stuff.
Exactly. So unless all that they have, and then I began to now see that, okay, now that I was already applying the things I'd learned from them from afar off, and all that, I now started to reach out to this person, and it was easier for them to respond to me because there was something to show that, okay, you've been looking at me from afar off. So it was easier for them to respond to me. So I'll say that when you've done that, now intentionally reach out to them. And when you're reaching out to them, I believe that there's a way to reach out to them. Some people will meet you and say, oh, good afternoon, ma, I want you to mentor me.
I made that mistake one time. I did this one time.
I would say, oh, I want you to mentor me. The very first thing that will cross any sane person's mind is, I don't know you. And I'm not saying they will say it like that, but I don't know you and all that. So I believe that the Bible says that wisdom is profitable to direct. So I want to ask something with my friend very quickly. So when you meet them, I learned that the very first thing to do is to acknowledge the thing that you see in them that wants to make you want to be a mentee. So for example, oh, hi Moyo, good morning, my name is Toyosi, and I've watched your podcast a lot of times, and I want to really just say that what you're doing is amazing. I've learned so much from you. And then you proceed to do yada. These are the things I've learned, these are the things I've learned, these are the things I've learned.
They will know that you actually,
exactly, especially when you're able to now point them out and they are like, oh no, this person actually follows me. And then you're like, and I was just looking, I don't know if you have a platform where I could learn from you more closely. Do you understand? Or more intentionally. I mean, if the person doesn't have a platform and all, I'm sure they'll likely say, oh, I don't have that for now. And then you don't just stop and then just give up. Just say, okay, but is there any other way I could reach out to you? And the person says, okay, send me an email. Another thing to do is in service is that you have to make yourself noticeable. What I mean by noticeable is, you see the profile or a post that the person makes, you just
comment,
and just like it comment, share, repost, put on your story and say this and this and this and this is. People actually take note of it. I saw something very recently online with the Dapsons, their wedding. I remember that there was somebody, was a particular girl that posted that Simi sent her a DM, had missed her wedding ceremony. Like, imagine you're a bride and like your wedding is going on and you had so much time, or out of your little time, she sent the girl a DM saying thank you for seeing all your comments under my post. And this girl was just loving up. Like, every time that she posts, I'm like, you're so beautiful. But she took note of that girl. In my mind, I'm like, this can also apply to mentorship. Allow them take note of you. Then, having done that, when you now eventually catch their attention, one thing you must know is that I believe that anybody who would mentor you, they might not have all the time to themselves. The truth is, everything I even said that we had to, dramatize, it might be, you might just have 5 minutes. It might just be a 5 minutes window. So when you now eventually catch their attention, make it worthwhile. You can't be saying, okay, ma,
can I get a picture
with you? Leave picture. As a matter of fact, I attended a masterclass where the person I was trying to get his attention to mentor me in business, everybody was taking pictures. I did not stand up to take pictures. I'm not here for pictures, sir. Destiny anymore, so I'm not here for pictures. Oh, I will take picture. A time will come where we would have lunch together. But till then, man, bro, I will not go in. I will hold you. So when you have the attention, now that, okay, they now tell you, oh, I have this platform and all of that, some of us eventually relax. You have to see, a mentee would only maximize the relationship that he or she has with a mentor to the extent at which they keep on gazing upon the mentor. So when you now have the attention, I would say that keep at it. Don't now stop the things that you did to get the attention. So let me stop there.
That's it. Wow. I think another thing that I would just say is also try to build a relationship first. Like, if it's a person where the person is even approachable, the person might not have a big following and everything, the person is more approachable, try to build a relationship with the person first, right? Because there are some people that it's easier for them to teach people that that there's already that foundation. Like, I was saying, I made that mistake when I was still a novice. I don't know anything about mentorship and all. So there was somebody who I had been watching. I'm like, no, this person, I will follow her. So I remember she attended a program once. I think that was the 4th or 5th time I had seen her at an event, right? And then I spoke to her. Oh, I love this, blah 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 blah. Please, can you be my mentor, right? She saved me, right? What she did was she gave me her number, and she did not jump into, oh, now I'm your mentor. We built a relationship first, right? So I'll check up on her. She'll respond to messages and everything, right? There was a time she needed a service and something. And she was like, oh, Moyo, can you do this? I was already like, I will do it, right? So it wasn't a full plunge into being a mentor. There was still that laying the foundation, building relationship first. I think that's a very, very important thing. I also want to just add that your mentor may not be somebody who is known. A lot of people want people who are known.
Yes, meanwhile, following.
Meanwhile, there is a John the Baptist in the wilderness that's like, is just at the back. Do you understand? So it may even be somebody in your family. My cousin is my mentor, right? I have another mentor. Let me give a shout out to my mentors, like for sharing. And Commander Joshua Deloye. You see, those two people in my life, it's enough, right? But like, these are just things. People want the big people, and then we have people that are jumping from one person to the other.
Who would actually even have your time on.
Why are you a mentorship prostitute?
You want the person that already they have that glitz, actually it's because most people want people that they can use as ladders.
Social crime bag.
Do you understand?
Yes,
so you want to you don't want that person to mentor you because you are really, it's just because of their results.
It's just the association.
That association, because you know that there are certain things that can come to you based on your association. So when you take a picture with this person,
those are the ones that they just post the most.
Exactly.
My mama and papa.
My mama and papa.
Yeah.
When I see you,
they will take screenshot of chats. Maybe you just want one chat in a month that they just sent to you.
But you will ignore the people who actually have time for your journey
around you.
Yes.
Right.
And one other thing that I would like to say, to just add to what Moyo said, is that most times we ignore the place of seeing most of the people that you look out for that already have like the big Instagram following. Is, you see, when Moyo said you can take your phone and call them, they can be your mentors, but you have to understand that if you are the kind of person that you want by association, is, man, before you get there, go take on. Because most of these people, you might never know their estates, you might never know where they live. And then, so if there is already somebody that the Lord has put in your heart that is within your reach, somebody that you can go to their house, you can be in, oh, God bless my mentors. My mentors are fantastic people. Like, I can't count the number of times where I'm like, oh, mom and dad, I'm going through this, and I just want to come to the house. I just want to come to that. And sometimes I'm like, what if I was chasing a mentor that is, you know, maybe just somebody that doesn't have my time? But we give God thanks.
Yeah.